Hi, this is James Birchall, and this is another Coffee Confidential. Today our guest is Colin Campbell.
Hey there.
Colin, say hi. Well, there
Hi.
you go, beat me to it. Now, we've already picked up a drink. In fact, we're messing with tradition slightly. There you go. We actually, some background here. I needed to come on over to this neck of the woods, and I believe, where are we right now?
We're in Kitchener, Ontario,
So
Canada.
We're in Kitchener, and so I knew Colin would be over this way, so we'd get him in the car, because Colin has been up to some really interesting stuff over the last little while. And when I was speaking with him recently, he told me about, some of the work he does, which he'll explain in a moment. But he's also got some really interesting other projects, and I believe you're going overseas shortly, aren't you?
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Why Vietnam?
So I was in a marketing conference this year actually, in April. And you know how in some conferences they have these trust exercises?
Right, yes, where they catch you and stuff like that.
Where they catch you and support you. And so the facilitator was addressing everyone by their name. And then when it came to my turn, he addressed me as the copywriter.
Aha.
And a guy came up to me afterwards and he said, "So you're a copywriter. Do you want to come to Vietnam and write for kids with HIV?" And when someone says, "Do you want to come to Vietnam?" and say, "Do you want to write for kids with HIV?" it's just like a yes.
I guess you have free time.
Yeah.
Or at least the ability to do that.
Yeah, I've been a freelance copywriter now for 6 years.
Yeah?
And learned a lot about marketing, setting up sales funnels in that time. Just kind of finding who I wanted to work with, and what I wanted to do. And something heartfelt like that with a person that has the means to help a bunch of people. It was really attractive after having worked with just traditional service-based businesses for so long. To do that type of work is really fulfilling.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
But Colin does something that is pretty damn cool. And if you're interested in writing a book, but you don't actually want to write a book, because having written a few, I can tell you it's a lot of work. But Colin has this really cool service that he offers to small businesses and the like. Tell them how they get a book put together.
Still, I'm so excited about this process.
But it is cool.
It is cool. So Stephen King said that writing is refined thinking.
Yes.
So in order to, the method that I teach people and also walk people through as a done-for-you service is speak, record, publish.
Right, of course.
And the real unique characteristic of being able to speak, record, and publish is all of the thinking that you do up front.
Uh-huh.
And the mechanism you use to communicate. What I mean by that is when people are speaking, they often go into divergent conversations, and if you look at an actual transcript
Yes.
of people speaking, there's lots of palaver and stuff that just needs to leave. You look at a rough transcript.
They go down rabbit holes like we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? It's not a clean, singular line of thinking.
Not like the end result of a book.
Yeah.
So in order to get the best, and I know that this is starting to become more common knowledge, since business owners are aware that content they produce to help support their clients can be a way to generate leads.
But it also establishes them as an authority, it adds credibility. I mean, there's nothing cooler than being able to say that you're a published author, and even though perhaps they don't write it, that doesn't mean they didn't actually create it, because they're the guys, or the girls, behind the words.
Totally.
Yes.
So in order to articulate with your voice the words that you want to show up in print, the key is understanding that you have a problem.
Yes.
Or rather, your ideal target market has a problem.
Yes.
A series of problems.
Uh-huh.
And you have the solutions.
Yep.
And if you can know that people have problems, you have solutions, what you have to be great at doing is finding out what those problems are in the voice that your ideal client is speaking them.
Yes.
I'll give you an example. So, Kirk Jaffe, he is a mortgage officer.
Right.
He does mortgages on $1 million homes. In fact, when I met him, he was doing mortgages on $200,000 homes, and he wanted to produce a book to appeal to his ideal target audience, which is $1 million homes.
Okay.
Having had experience doing these type of homes, he had some credibility to talk about it.
Right.
He originally thought that he wanted to write a book for consumers to make more intelligent, informed decisions in regard to a mortgage officer. Makes sense.
Sounds reasonable. Yeah.
I asked him, where is the most of your business coming from right now?
Mm-hmm.
He said, realtors, referrals.
Yes.
Suddenly it became a lot clearer. Okay, so what do realtors that you're working with, what do they struggle with in regard to a mortgage officer? And he said that the number one is the communication gap. When a realtor gives their client to a mortgage officer, if they drop the ball and they mess up a timeline, then it looks back bad on the realtor.
Of course.
Plus, they don't get the mortgage.
Right, and therefore they don't get the commissions.
Exactly.
The deal doesn't close and all that fun stuff.
So, it became very clear that they wanted to, and we created these 3 words: create, control, and celebrate. So create ideal relationships, control the transaction process,
Yep.
and celebrate referrals. So that became the 3 main problems that, well, these were the solutions, but the problems that we were helping realtors with and solve are to create a flawless transaction experience for you and your mortgage officer. No matter who your mortgage officer is, these 3 things will help you create a more cohesive, collaborative experience for the client.
And ultimately make your chances of closing that deal and making more money much more likely.
Exactly.
Right.
So, when he goes to a networking event with realtors, or he speaks to more realtor, what are they, brokers?
Yes.
Real estate brokers.
Right.
He gives them a copy, a big stack of his books, and says, listen, whether your agents are going to work with me on your mortgages, or you're going to have another mortgage officer,
Yep.
use the tips in this book to make the best decision and help you. I give templates in there, etc.
Nice. And we know how that works when somebody starts giving away useful information, don't we?
Well, he got 4 referrals the first time he sent out. He had a relationship with a broker. He sent out a bunch of books. He got 4 referrals from the broker and their realtors, and they'd never even done business with him. They just looked at the book and they're like, this guy makes sense, and this is the mortgage officer that I want to work with.
So, I mean, it sounds to me like, being able to create a book like this was a really, really neat way of exporting your knowledge and your expertise. So the book, if you will, can do some of the pre-selling of who you are and how you can help.
Totally.
Yeah.
I created a report called Speak, Record, Publish.
Right.
If you want to go to formulamarketer.com,
By the powers of post-production, that's just there right now.
Oh yeah, right here. Right there. Watch. And there's a report there. You see a visual, exactly how I do it, and it's free. You can get it right there, and you will love. I've had people reach out, say they read this full 100-word report, and say, this was the first report I ever read that I downloaded on the internet.
Yeah, and you don't hold anything back. This isn't one of those reports where you go, oh yeah, I'm going to reveal all these wonderful secrets, and then you download it, and they get their email, and you're like, nana poo-poo, you have to buy something. You don't do that, do you?
Do so little to follow up, dude. I'm so... This business has been referral, like creating books for people.
Yeah.
Has been one person does it, and then their associates do it. It's just been... I don't market it, but I created the report because I wanted to kind of give this to people before.
We want to help them because, if I understand you correctly, they could follow your advice in the report and sort of do it themselves. Now, granted, they won't be able to do it necessarily to the same caliber, and of course, it takes time, which is part of where your value comes in, and you've done it enough times so you can avoid all the gaffes
Totally.
and mistakes. So you don't have to do this over and over and over again. He goes, although a lot of people can write, most people suck.
I'm writing?
Oh, God, yeah. Just because you can write a letter to your mom doesn't mean you can write a sales letter or a book. Grocery lists are not writing.
Dude, I don't know how people, they get onto a Word file, and it's almost like they transform into a... Why can't you just talk like you would regularly talk?
Yeah, we the management, and I'm like,
we the management.
Oh, I hate that.
Who is we the management?
Yeah, right. Like you're talking to your best
What's
friend.
another one? What's another one of these things that people do?
I don't know. I just curious. What do you do for fun other than going to Vietnam and helping to build?
I play music,
schools and stuff.
Yeah, I play music. I play hacky sack. I run.
You run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
What else do I do? I don't know. I love music. That's my biggest thing.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. How am I doing here?
You're doing really well.
Yeah.
Hey, let's circle back to the.
Let me ask you a question.
Go on then.
Yeah. Let me ask. Okay, so, but have you had like a shitty interview in this car? Have you ever had someone that's just like a limp noodle? And you're just like,
no, everybody's been fantastic. You know what? In fairness, nobody's been terrible. Everybody has pros and cons, and I'm not trying to be politically correct here. I mean, some guests are very nervous, and they're just like, I mean, the rig. Obviously, the viewer can't really see the rig, but we've got a little GoPro in here, mounted to the roof of the car, and then, we've got a microphone system with secondary audio.
Here, I'll take a picture of this.
He'll take a picture. And
here, we'll splice this in. I'll send you this video.
Okay, so there we go. We're gonna in the magic of post production. What we'll do is
and I got you in the mirror too.
Ooh.
There we go. Here, you gotta look right over there. There you go.
All right.
Talk about your rig here.
Talk about the rig. So we've got the GoPro. Are you filming?
I'm filming.
Oh, he's filming. So we've got the GoPro up top, this little guy, and then underneath we've got the Zoom H2N, which is the second sound system, which is picking up the audio, which we then synchronize for these episodes.
He's got these dials on the Smartcar. Look at these
dials. Fascinated. It's a sports layout. I mean, look at this. This is a sports.
Like for a car this small.
I know. I got two clocks in here. There's one on the dash there. I know. It's crazy, isn't it? Yes.
I'll send that to you. See if you can splice it in.
You're actually the first guest that's ever decided it would be amusing to shoot some footage while we're doing it. But
wow. Well, there.
So is there anything else you want to leave our viewers with? Is there any final words of wisdom? Can they reach you when you're on your travels? Because they get you on your website, that fun thing?
Yeah, formulamarketer.com is the best place to go.
And they can contact you through a form or an email on there?
There's a contact form there. Probably, if you're interested in book writing, I highly recommend the report. I really put in a lot of effort to make it as simple as possible for people to do.
Yep.
And I think there's a form there where you can click and get on a calendar and have a conversation. So if it's in alignment, then go there and do that. And appreciate you watching this episode. And
yeah,
what is some wisdom there? Some like good.
Oh, there's
thoughts?
Loads of nuggets in there. There's more. There's actually more content. There's always more content in these interviews than I have time to air.
Yeah.
So my challenge, my burden, will be editing this down and trying to decide between the pearls of wisdom that are just a little bit better than the other pearls of wisdom, and then getting it down to about 14, 15 minutes.
Sweet.
So
nice. That was awesome.
This is the part of the interview where I say, "Thank you very much."
Thank you.
And normally you would exit the car.
All right, I will.
Well, I'm going to get out with you.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys,
Bye.
Colin's pretend Colin's not here. So my name's James Birchall. This has been another Smart Car Coffee Confidential. Until next time, as I am fond of saying, don't work hard, work smart. Stay frosty. Cheers.